Welcome to the first lecture where we set up our project regarding units and importing our families for our studs, wall plates and base plates. So once you've opened up Revit, it's going to import my image that I'm going to use as a general layout. So now just to make sure this is to scale. So this is in feet and inches. My default is millimeters, so just use a feet to millimeters conversion. So we have 35 feet there, 10.668 millimeters. So just click on the image. If you go up, see scale on your ribbon tab. Shortcut key is RE. So we go click there, take it on the full dimension, 10668. Now this should be to scale regarding South African millimeters. To get started, let's go to architecture, floor. I've already preset the floor slab. So we go to edit type, edit. You see I've added a finished floor screed of 20 millimeters, which normally tile and grouting and a little screed on top of our concrete slab that's 150 millimeters. Just check. Okay, default thickness shows 170. We're on the correct one. Okay, and let's draw in our rectangle. There's our rectangle. So now for us to view the image below, click on the slab, right click, override graphics and view by element. I'm going surface transparency. Let's put that on 80% so you can still see the image below. So now that we have our floor slab, we can import our base plates. Okay. Structural framing, wood. Just go for the Gulam Southern Pine. We can edit the dimensions in Revit. So go structure, go beam. We have our Gulam Pine. Now, if you look at table 12, where we will be using 38 by 114 millimeters. Let's change it. 38 by 114. This will be used as our base plate. Let's just throw in it there for now. Make sure that we've got the heights correct. So that's on there. We'll need to change it again. Go 114 by 38. So we have it like that. Due to it being set down, we can go here to Z justification instead of top. We go bottom and it will pop up. Let's go back to our floor level. The shortcut key for a line to get this perfect with our slab is AL. So once we have that in, it's easier just to go CO for copy on your keyboard, put it on that side. So now we need to put there's RO for rotate, but let's copy it first. Let's take two because we need one for there and one for there. rotate it by 90 degrees. RO for rotate. So let's press AL for align. So now let's just put on, if you use the TL for thin lines, you'll see these thick lines will become much more manageable. So let's just drag it. Let's press AL again. AL. So sometimes you press AL, it'll move the entire base plate. So now I just need to go back and drag that part to make sure that we align it properly. So now this one, instead of doing everything over, you can just CO, take the bottom, place it there. There we have our wall base plates. So now let's just make this a bit more visible. Timber is yellow according to South African building regulations. So let's just create a new material. So what you want to do, you want to go to your properties panel, materials and finishes. You'll see three little dots appear. Click on that and open your material browser. So click on this little sphere with the plus, create some duplicate and materials. Press on the drop down, create new material. You'll see the new material has been created. So you just right click on that, rename, new timber material. So let's go surface pattern, what we want to see on the outside of it, solid fill, yellow. Cut pattern will also like solid fill. I like my cut patterns to be a bit lighter than my outside fill. So you can choose this top one, press OK. We'll see that it is yellow. So now just select all the others, go back to materials and finishes, just search here, new, and it'll pop up, new timber material. Now we can clearly see where it has been placed. So let's go back to our floor plan. Okay, we've got the outside. Now I need to refer to table 13 regarding a 2.4 meter story height, 38 by 114 grade 5 timber, which is what our height is going to be. So let's just pull a section from the top ribbon through there. Let's go to our section elevation. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. So there we can see, can't really see anything, so let's just put it on fine detail. We'll see, okay, cool. Wall plate level will be adjusted to 2438. 2438. This might be adjusted later also by 38, so let's just make it 2476 just to make sure. This will be explained later on why it's higher than the wall level. So we're gonna drop it down. Gonna make this one wall height 2.4. Just change the scale so we can view it a bit better. You can choose the scale you are more comfortable working with for this. Foundation, we will also adjust later. Just hide the crop view. So now we will be placing our studs. But first, we'll need to look at uh, figure. Let's get this figure up. For our corner joints. Everything will be uploaded onto the additional information, tables, and our cornering details to make sure we keep everything up to code. So now the structure column, let's check if we have anything. We do not have one. So now we have to insert, load family, let's go structural column wood. Let's just import the same one. I'm just going to place it there for now because this we also need to change to 38 by 114. Just click apply and OK. There we have that. So we have this. Because we're going to be starting to work with different sizes. So at the beginning of the project, just go edit type, duplicate, rename it to 38 by 114 stud. So we know this is the stud we are working with in this project. So now select our stud that we have placed. Go to materials and finishes, new timber material, and we are going to place it on that line so it's nice and plump. So you can see it's hidden because for some reason my Revit decided we're gonna have a tiny one. So now our base level would be finished floor level plus 38 because this needs to get nailed on top of our base plate. Top level would be set at wall height. There we have our first stud. So you can click on your stud, copy, CO, and we're gonna go on that one, RO, rotate, 90 degrees, MV for move. I'm gonna click that corner and put it this side to make sure it's nice and plumb. This one, I'm gonna copy it as well to here, so that the outside doesn't have, because there's gonna be a wall finish we'll be doing, so that everything is nice and plumb. So now we're gonna be putting in a blocking piece over here. So now I'm gonna use the same stud piece, the structure, go to your column tab, edit type, duplicate. Our stud is going to be 76 by 38 millimeter block piece. As you can see, I did not change my height parameters. So let's go to your properties tab, constraints, base offset, finish floor level. Let's be 38 up and to wall height. And there we have our block piece. So now we just have to match our sizing that we gave the name. We have 38, this needs to be 76. Let's go to our floor plan. AL for a line. Align it with that piece. And there we have our block piece. So this, I'm going to assign the same material because it will be made of the same material. There we go. We go back into 3D. We'll see, we have our first corner ready. So now we can just highlight everything. I do not like making groups. You can make a group if you want. So if you want to make this group, you can go up to your modifier, create group. We can make this corner structure. So then that would be one. If you select one, we'll select them all. So let's copy it, CO, bring it down. You can either copy it down and rotate. I'll be showing now, so we're going to make it 90 degrees. MV for move. AL, sometimes Revit's not snapping correctly. So there we have our second corner piece. So if you do not want to copy and rotate and move into place, you can go back to our first corner. You can go to mirror draw axis. So then we'll just scroll to middle point, draw it there, it'll mirror it into place. So we can do mirror again. We have that one in place now. Let's go that last corner. There we have our four corners on 2.4 meters high. Now we need to make sure that our, according to table 12, this size of timber can't be spaced over 600 center to center, 600 millimeters. So what we're going to do now, I'm just gonna ungroup them because they won't be leaving their positions. So from here, we can AR for array, or if you click on the stud, you can go to these little four dots, click on that, make sure you have last selected, just leave it for now on 2. To there. So what happened now is we need to space it. So let's say we want 10 studs in that wall. It'll automatically give us that 10 studs. So let's go back to our floor plan and make sure our center to centers comply with regulation. So 900 is too much. So we need to increase this amount. Let's check 12. Still over our prescribed amount of spacing. Let's check it again. 700. Just delete that dimension. Let's go with 15. Third time's the charm. 602. That's still too much. So let's try 17 to make sure we're just under. 527. Maybe we've gotten away with 16. Let's check. Okay, so 16 is that amount for our wall. There is our first stud setup. So let's go select our base plate for that wall. We're going to go to our top ribbon, to clipboard, select copy to clipboard, and paste align to selected levels. So we're gonna go wall height. Press OK, and it'll move it into place for us. There is our first halfway done wall. Now we need to do our noggins. So a noggin will be the same as our top wall plate. Just hide the top wall plate. Let's go back to structure, beam, edit type before selecting anything, duplicate, we want to keep that size. So it's 38 by 114 millimeter noggins. Okay, I press OK. So this needs to be top justified at 1350 or half of the wall. So our wall is 2.4 meters high. We need this place in at 1.2 meters. So let's throw it in there. There is our little noggin. So this time I'm gonna copy this to every second space. Oops, click the wrong. Go fix that now. Just quickly fix this one. Doesn't want to snap. So I'm just gonna click on this previous one, CO for copy, make sure I have the right corner. So it snaps. If we go back to 3D view, there is our noggins for our first wall. Go back to our floor plan. Let's put in an elevation view. If you go to view, go to elevation. Doesn't want to snap. And just reuse this one. Make sure it looks. Let's go to that elevation. I don't want to see this. Let's adjust the detail level. So I'm going to copy this one to there. But now we need to make sure that we align it. Just can drag, click and drag. So this is not feasible like this because you can't get nails in if it's like this. So just go out to our Z justification offset value of 1238 so that it's like that. Let's go copy to all of our open spaces. Because we edited the properties and everything falls under noggins. So one is selected, right click, select all instances available in view, and I'll highlight all of them. So now we can go back to our materials and finishes, search for new, just to make it match. There's our first structure. You can see there's no windows on this wall. It's a window on this side of the wall, there and there. So let's go to architecture, reference plane. Copy, check. Let's make it a nice 1.2 for that window. It's going to be a high window because it's above a counter. So let's go back to architecture, reference plane. Remember in Revit, reference planes are your friend. So let's check this one. Once it's drawn in roughly on that where the window starts, CO for copy. Let's make this one a nice 1.5. So two bedrooms size almost exactly the same, so I'll highlight this reference plane and this one. CO for copy, and let's just drag it to there. So we have our positions for where we're going to be placing our windows. So let's quickly do the bathroom window, reference plane. Just drag it up a bit. Copy to a 1.2 as well. So now we have our windows on that wall. Let's go to 3D. Okay, let's select these ones as well. Go back to our architecture, modify ribbon, copy to clipboard, paste, align to selected levels, wall height, so that we now know that everything's going to be placed there. As you can see here, this one is not aligning very well, so this one needs to extend. Let's go back here. Because I've hidden it, it'll show a bit of a pop. Check this side. Let's go just check out this. Okay, this one's the bottom, so this one top needs to extend and this wall plate needs to move back. So this one needs to move back. Let's place it there, grab this one and align these two. Let's check the other corner. So as we've done with the previous one, this one needs to move back. Place that one there. Because our base plates and our wall plates needs to work the same. Okay, so let's do this side. Let me just hide our wall plates. Take this one, AR for array. Make sure we have last. Make sure you click on the corner that will be placed here. If you click the top, then you'll have to click on this bottom here. So I'll be clicking there. 16. There we have our second wall. Let's just make all of these nodgings. Save some time, select all in view. Go back to your top ribbon and select create group. Let's say this 1.2 millimeter margins. So let's go back to our floor plan. Let's click the center line. Just go to the other wall we just created, click on the center line. We go back to 3D. There's our two side walls completed. So let's do our long walls. So let's select our top right corner stud, AR for array. Last, we can put in 16. Oh, I don't think 16 is going to be enough for that, but let's put in 15 so it just gives an idea of what to work with. Let's just remember to save your project. Let's check our center to center spacing. It's not 600, so we need to adjust our count. Let's go 18, 620. Okay. Let's see if we can get this closer to that spacing. Let's go check with 19. Okay, so 20 is closer. 8 millimeter difference. It's not that bad. You can see that. Just generally keep checking 3D view because we are working with structural elements. Because as you can see here now, this top one decided to move, and we'll need to move the little rascal back into place. Check our 3D view again. Okay, seems like they are staying in place now. We know it's 20, so let's go to our bottom right corner, press A on your keyboard and R. Click to the bottom left corner of our stud and place it there. 20. There is our little walls. Now we need to place our noggings on our two long walls as well. We will be adjusting nogging heights once we get to the opening part. So for now we're just spacing out our studs to know what to work with. So let's go back to structure, beam. We are still on noggins. Make sure our offset value for our first is 1.2 meters. Make sure you have the center line. There we go. So once it's selected, CO on your keyboard for copy. And we'll just place them out. There we have that. So let's go back to structure, beam. Make sure you have your noggin selected. Go to your Z justification offset value 1238, and let's draw in our other ones. Select. Just need to make sure that the Revit does pick up the center lines before you click. And there we go. So once we have that in, you can see for some reason this now decided, all of these decided to move up. So I'm going to highlight the ones that has decided not to play with us and delete them. Go back to my floor plan, grab my elevation. Okay, go to that elevation. Make sure you change your detail level. Fine. And now we have to adjust our little noggin. Select your noggin, CO for copy, and we'll place it. So let's go select all instances visible in view. I guess it's picking up other ones as well. So let's just go select them manually. Double click too fast on my mouse. Apologies. Just make sure you hold in control. It's control adds and shift deselects. See that accidentally, so shift, click on our start, it deselects it. So let's go materials and finishes in our property panel. Search new, place our material. I'm gonna ungroup these ones just to make preparation for when we do the openings. Let me select all these again. Let's group them. Noggins 2. So now we have it here. Let's say on your keyboard CO for copy. And let's take it to our other wall. There we have our timber frame structure. Noggins are in the middle of the wall. Due to the size of 38 by 114, we can't go over 1350 millimeters, 1.3, 1.35 meters. Can't go above that. So we are working below that in the center of the wall. If your wall height is higher than 2.7 meters, then you'll need to space in an additional set of noggins to basically divide the wall by 3 due to the structure so it doesn't collapse in on itself. On the next video we will be doing openings and lintels.